when we're replacing this part here, we'll have to consider this width, which is 0 here, and this pretty high this end. We have to consider this. Wait, just put some extra. Oh, so we're gonna do this. Almost like a low. Like a broken low.
Yeah. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Ta-da! Nice and shiny, huh? We have the 3 levels here. We have the 3 levels here. We have everything. So, next little project for today is gonna be this one here. It has a little crack here on the lower piece, so we have to weld that and then grind it and then cover it with another piece. And then I'm gonna tackle these two. And that's gonna be the last for this area, and then we're gonna have to jump on this. I keep saying that, huh? I'm scared of this. I'm sure we're gonna come up with a plan. I have to watch my video for the other side and see what I did there, but I remember it took me a lot of time. I'm gonna try to figure out something that takes less time this time, but we will see. Okay, so I finished this area, and now I'm gonna take care of this. And I already marked the holes in what position. I'm gonna cut them off, and I already made this with my little homemade tool. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bend them on the brake here, and then drill the holes. I'm gonna position it exactly where it's gonna be. I'm gonna cut it smaller. I don't need it that big, I guess, or maybe I do. And I'm gonna position it exactly where I need it to be, and then I cut the other one based on this. Okay, so I bent them and I cut this one a little bit smaller. Oh, and I made 3 because somebody is forgetting that we have a hole here too, right? And what I've done here, I should have done it here too, but I forgot. So anyways, I'm gonna have to cut out a piece now and weld one of these inside. So now I'm gonna put this pretty much in the center. I'm gonna mark the hole through the old hole. Perfect. Now I can drill the hole, and then I'm gonna cut this a little bit shorter so I don't need to make this ridge, this step again. So I'm gonna cut it shorter because the metal here is good and it's good here, so I don't need to go very low. And then when I have the hole, I'm gonna line the 2 holes up, and I'm gonna draw around, and I'm gonna cut it. Okay, 1 done, 2 more to go. I try to keep this surface as flat as possible because this is where the fender comes, and I want it to be able to come flush with this plane. So this needs to be as flat as possible. This also needs to be as flat as possible because it's going to be seen. So it's pretty tricky here. I notice a small hole here that I still need to weld. But yeah, I'm gonna move to this one, and then I'm gonna have to install the fender temporarily to mark where this hole needs to be. So I'm not gonna hold you here, I'm gonna let you go for now, and I'm gonna show you when I'm all done. Alright, so this area is completed now. We have nice, shiny, recessed fastening points. and this is repaired, this is repaired, this is repaired, 2 repairs over there, 1 repair over here, and this entire lip here, including the inner fender and the deck, this is mounted. So that's everything we did in the new season so far. Wow. Anyway, so now I have to go down there. All right, let's see. Actually, first of all, I'm gonna organize the shop a little bit because I made a mess. There are tools everywhere, and a tripod. Somebody said I haven't seen the tripod. This is a tripod. I've seen one. So I think actually, that Rusty Beauty is sitting there. I think actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reorganize a little bit here. I might pull the car in this position so I can actually access better this little corner down there, and also for lighting. I don't know what's better for lighting. So yeah, let me organize that and I'll get you back. Okay, that looks a little bit better. There's a little bit more room now for me to walk around and work. Oops, sorry about the light. So I pushed that table against the GT6, turned it around so I can have access to my vise. There's the pipe bender which Chef Tash gave me, shrinker and stretcher, roller, bead roller over there, and English wheel if I need it, which I think I will. And now I push the welder a little bit in the corner here so it's not on my way. There's drape on the door because it's really cold on the other side. We're waiting for the heat repair guy to come and fix it, our heater. And for now I have a rod, this rod here just behind the welder, and another one over there. And to be honest, it's not that cold in the room, so it's fine. And now we can start working on this corner here. So I showed you already this side. This is like a year ago. I've done this repair here. I haven't even welded it. I'm gonna weld it when I have the jig attached to the car so I can flip it left and right, and then it's gonna be much easier to weld. For now I just tucked everything in place to make sure that it fits. Even inside we've done some repairs here. You can't really see it, but whatever. So now we have to do the same here. And to do that, I think I'm gonna start by making this curved flange on this side. I'm gonna make a new one, then we're gonna cut this one off, and we're gonna position the new one where it's supposed to be, and we're gonna go from there. Alright, so I started by making this flange here. Now on the shrinker stretcher we should be able to make this shape starting from somewhere here. We will see how long our piece is anyways. Yeah, so we have enough to start from somewhere just above this hole. And once we have this shape made, then we're gonna make a cut here and we're gonna bend for this, and then we have to make this line. Now on the other side I think I didn't make it all the way because the bead roller can come only to somewhere, but that's not a big deal. Just the line is gonna end somewhere here instead of here, which is fine. We've already done that on the other side. For now we're gonna deal with this side of the curve only, and then we're gonna have to deal with this too, because you see this is not 90 degrees here. This is a little bit open, but if I wanna open it when it's curved, that's going to change my curve here, so I'm going to have to stretch here. I'm going to have to stretch also to be able to open it. That's going to be fun. But of course, now to make this curve we can't follow this because this is all over the place, so we have to follow the fender, which luckily is in a perfect shape, so we can use that. On the fender though, there is a whole bunch of body filler, so we're gonna have to get rid of that to make sure that we're following nice and a good shape. Alright, so the fender is in a good shape. I thought I saw a crack here and I was, oh my god, but it looks good. So now we can use it as a template. Alright, so now what we want to do is we want to bend this to have this shape. And I try to position the camera, the fender and the shrinker and stretcher in such way so you can see. We're gonna start from here. So we start shrinking. See now, started making a little curve. We need a lot more, or maybe in the beginning we don't. Yeah, actually here in the beginning the curve is very little. So, you don't see anything from there, do you? This might be a better view for you. So from start to here, we're good. So we're gonna keep going from somewhere here. So I won't touch from the line down because I think that is good. Actually, oops. It actually naturally opens a little bit to more than 90 degrees, which is good. Okay, so far so good. So we're gonna keep going from here. Looks good. So I think we should bend somewhere here, right? Here. Okay, now I have to start clamping it. Okay, I think this entire part is perfect. And if we just bend a little bit more here, in this area between this and this, we're gonna be perfect because here it's almost straight now. Perfect. That's where we're gonna leave it for this curve. And now we're gonna have to deal with the other one, which is the other direction. So this is where we need to make a bend. So now here, first of all, we need a much smaller flange because now we have to stretch. To make such a big curve like this one, we have to start stretching from here. And I'm gonna get rid of this part. Okay, now I think I need you on the other side. Or just flip the fender. So Now we need to make the same curve here and just leave a small flange, still big enough to be able to use the stretcher. So that's how I'm gonna cut it. First I'm gonna cut this piece off. We're gonna make this curve here, and only when we're done with the curve, then we're gonna make a cut here, this cut, and we're gonna bend it over. You see, there is a cut here actually, because you can't shrink so much to make this little curve. So we're gonna make, by stretching, we're gonna make this curve here, like that. Then we're gonna make a cut, and we're gonna bend it back. This is what I mean, so let's see. Now this is such a big curve that I'm expecting it to start snapping here, but that's why they have such a short flange here, because once you stretch it, it's gonna start ripping here. There you go, it's already ripped here. Wow, it literally bit off a piece. Okay, it needs a little bit more here, but for this little bit more, I might make a cut here. I'm gonna cut it somewhere here, so I can make this part here the same shape as here, and then we're gonna make a little cut here. We're gonna bend it a little bit more, then we're gonna bend it the other way, like right here. We're gonna have to make a V, bend it, and make it match there. Okay, that's not bad. And I already made a cut here. We want to bend this a little bit more right here. See how this cut opened. Okay, I double checked. Now this needs just a little bit more to be open. And now I can weld the cut so it doesn't move anymore, and then we're gonna make the V. Okay. The cut is welded, and now we're gonna make this little V here, right where my mark is, where the bend is gonna be. So let's see now if we can bend it. And to bend it, we're gonna need to hold it somehow. That's gonna be tricky. I can't tighten it because I'm gonna straighten the curve, and I don't want to do that, right? Okay, I think somewhere there. Maybe with these pliers I can keep it straight here. Obviously the V needs to be a little bit bigger. Okay, let's go and check if that's close to where we want it. I didn't bring it there, but it needs a little bit more, so we're gonna do it before we move there. Okay, that looks perfect. So now we can tack here so it doesn't move anymore. Alright, and now we can weld even on this side and grind it a little bit, because now there's a hole here where the top, when the end of the V was. So let's fill this up, and the first face is done. Okay, looks good. And now I'm gonna clamp it again And I'm gonna try to mark the profile of the flange on the fender, so we can cut the same profile here. I can't get to the hose though. So I mark more or less this. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark the centers of the hose here. And I'm gonna clamp it. I'm gonna transfer these here. Probably don't see, but you can guess. Like that. Then of course we have to transfer them, the lines, this way. And now I can take my caliper, and that's more or less where the center of the hole is, so we can do this. Okay, so I cut to the shape, I drilled the holes for these, and I also made holes for plug welds for when the inner piece, there's another layer here which has flange also. On that flange we have to weld the two flanges together, and so that's why I have the holes for plug welds. I remember on the other side I forgot to make the plug weld holes, so I don't remember what I did, but it was harder. Now that I still have the opportunity, I made the holes. So I guess from here we have to move to the car. Okay. So now here we're gonna have to decide where to cut this and where to cut this and how to shape everything together. Of course, I'd like to save as much as possible from this shape here, so I don't need to make it. This we're gonna make as a separate patch here, but I'd like to see how far can I go, and I want to be able to put this on and mark this shape before I cut this off completely, you know what I mean? So I have to cut here and here, so where they're gonna be, so they can match, and I can push this piece further in and then mark this. Tricky. Okay guys, so that's everything that we've done with the car so far. And unfortunately, since March 13th the shop is closed. It's March 29th today. The shop is closed, and I don't know when we're gonna reopen. We all know why that is. It's because of the virus that is spreading all over the world, and I'm not gonna talk about that anymore. Whoever was wise enough to choose to stay home, thank you. Whoever doesn't believe in it and made another decision, okay, it's your decision. I'm doing my part. I care about my kids, I care about my parents, so I'm staying home. I'm in isolation here for 2 weeks so far with this little guy. That's my girlfriend's 4-year-old, and my girlfriend, of course. And I'm gonna continue to be here for as long as it's needed, because I care about the world. Anyways, so that's everything that we've done on the car so far, and I don't know when I'm gonna be able to go back, but but the plan is that I stay on this car for as long as possible, as long as we don't have something other major that shows in the shop when we reopen again. But if there's nothing else, I'm gonna stay on this car until it's done. Hopefully that's gonna be the case, because we want it to be finished. And then of course there's other projects that, you know, are waiting for their turn. So anyways, sorry about the noise in the background, but sure. There you go. You're welcome. Anyways, so thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for commenting and subscribing. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay positive. Everything's gonna be fine. Soon everything's gonna be fine. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon. Bye.